Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha Teacher. Children, we are in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, isn't it? Because of that, we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean that we are going to stop learning. We are going to meet here regularly through the virtual training center to learn many lessons in EVS. So come on, let's go to a lesson in EVS. So children, the lesson that we will be doing today is a lesson in EVS 2 of standard 4th. And this will be the first lesson that we are going to study in your textbook. And the name of the lesson is Maharashtra before Shivaji. So here we are talking about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj when we say Shivaji. Okay. Now all of you, I will give you a small instruction before I start the lesson. So if you have your English textbooks with you children, you can keep it open and you can come to page number 1. So we know what we are studying. As I'm talking, as I'm showing you the pictures, you can also look into your textbook and connect with me. The second thing that I would like to say is, at the end of the lesson or towards the end of the lesson, after you finished watching the video, you have a few tasks which will be given by me. So you will have to answer a few questions and you will also have to fill up a Google form. Okay, now I will give you detailed instructions of those after I finish teaching you the lesson towards the end of the video. Having said that, let us start with lesson number 1, Maharashtra before Shivaji. Now before we actually go to the lesson, let us try and understand a little bit about the course that we are going to study in this textbook this year. So it is all about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And see the name of the textbook. The name of the textbook itself is Shiva Chhatrapati. That means we are going to learn about the life and times of this great Indian king. Now, why do I say Indian? Because we are going to read something from the textbook now which will tell us that he was a king who belonged not only to the Marathas or to the Maharashtrians but to the entire country of India. So this is a story of a brave king, a brave Maratha ruler like no other, that is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He was a great warrior, he was a just king. Okay, his people loved him and even today he is remembered almost with as much reverence and respect as we remember and think about God. So that is the kind of respect and love that the people of Maharashtra have for this great king Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Now I told you that he belonged not only to India, not only to Maharashtra, but also to the entire of India. So see, these are some lines by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the first Prime Minister of India. So this also you will find in your textbook children. So you can pause the video here and you can read it from this page or you can read it from your textbook. So this says that Shivaji did not belong to Maharashtra alone. He belonged to the whole Indian nation. Shivaji was not an ambitious ruler anxious to establish a kingdom for himself, but a patriot inspired by a vision and political ideas derived from the teachings of the ancient philosophers. He studied the merits and faults of the systems of administration in kingdoms existing at the time and determined his own policies and administration in the light of that knowledge. A devout Hindu, he was tolerant of other religions and established a number of endowments for maintaining sacred places belonging to them. As a general, he was undoubtedly one of the greatest in Indian history. He saw the need for and raised a navy to guard his coastline and fight against the British and the Dutch. Pratapgarh Fort, built in 1656, stands today as a monument to his military genius. Sri Shivaji is a symbol of many virtues, more especially of love of country. So these are the words of Jawaharlal Nehru in praise of, or you can say to talk about, this great king from Maharashtra, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, so even today, like I said, people consider him to be the greatest kings of all times. He was very, very brave and he was fearless. Okay, now let us look at a little bit about his life. So he was born on the 19th of February 1630. Even in today's time, modern times, the people of Maharashtra and elsewhere, they celebrate this day with great pomp and reverence and fare. So it is celebrated by singing povadas. Povadas are songs which are sang in praise of the king. And also people garland his statues. Okay, they take out big major processions in his remembrance. So this is how the people of Maharashtra still love, the people of India still love this great king. So who was this Shivaji Maharaj, and what was the work that he did, that even today, hundreds of years later, we still celebrate his birthday and we remember him on his birthday every year. So Shivaji Maharaj was called as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and even today we say Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ki jai. That is, we still wish him success and we still hail him as a ruler of Maharashtra. Okay, so let us see and let us try to understand the story of a legend called Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj through the lessons that are there in this textbook for you this year. So let us first go back to the times when Shivaji Maharaj was born. So the time when Shivaji Maharaj lived and ruled Maharashtra was that of the medieval period. So in medieval period in India, there was monarchy. Monarchy means there were kings which ruled the various states and parts of this country. Now, many of these kings were not at all bothered about the people. Okay, they were bothered only about their own pleasures, their own enjoyments. Okay, and they used to look only after themselves. They collected a lot of wealth and they used to live in these big palaces, and they used to have big parties, and they never used to bother whether the subjects, whether the people in their country were looked after well or not. So this was a state of the country, you can say, before Shivaji Maharaj came in. But of course there were exceptions to these cases. So we had the Mughal Emperor Akbar in the north and Emperor Krishna Deva Raya of Vijayanagar in the south, who were almost like Shivaji Maharaj. That is, they were very good rulers. They would think of and they would plan for the betterment and development of their subjects. So they were kings who were good also during those times. So we still remember them, isn't it? We still remember Emperor Akbar, we still remember Emperor Krishna Deva Raya, and of course Shivaji Maharaj commands great respect even today. So Shivaji Maharaj was the person who was very close to his subjects. Okay, he was a person or a king who thought about the welfare of his subjects first, and then he thought about himself as a king and his own family. And he was the person who established Swaraj in Maharashtra. Now Swaraj is made up of two words. Swa means our own and Raj means rule. So he established the people's rule in Maharashtra, and for that the person who led him to his success was his mother Jijabai. So she was his teacher, she was his guide, his mentor, and everything else rolled into one. So here you can see Jijabai or Jijamata as we call her, instructing Shivaji and giving some kind of knowledge to Shivaji. Okay, so Shivaji Maharaj was influenced in his early life as well as in his later life when he became king by the teachings of his mother Jijamata. Now you will see that when Shivaji Maharaj, just before Shivaji Maharaj ruled Maharashtra, for about 400 years before that, Maharashtra was not free at all. So here you on one side you can see a part of central India, the map of central India, and here you will see that a large part of the state of Maharashtra was under the rule of the Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar and the Adil Shah of Bijapur. So these two sultans, they had divided the state of Maharashtra amongst themselves. They said, you rule half of the state, I will rule half of the state. Now that is not an issue, that was not a problem. But the problem was that these two kings, instead of thinking about the welfare of the people, instead of ruling this country well, instead of taking care of the subjects, these people were always fighting with each other. Okay, they were sworn enemies. Sworn enemies means kattar dushman of each other. They were not at all liberal in their outlook. They did not have a broad mind. Okay, they were always fighting with each other. And because of this, who were suffering? The common people were suffering because of this constant fight between Adil Shah and Nizam Shah. There was no peace in the country. Just imagine if two countries are always fighting, what will happen? The citizens of the country, the people who are living there, the subjects there, they become harassed and their life has got no peace. Their life has got no security, isn't it? So the same way, Maharashtra was also in a very bad state before Shivaji Maharaj stepped in and took up the reins of the state in his hands. Okay? You will see that they not only fought with each other, but they also oppressed their subjects. The people were suffering. The people could not get enough to eat. They could not celebrate their festivals. They could not worship their gods openly and freely. They were not even safe inside their own homes. Okay? So you can see that they were always worried. They were always worried. And they're always discussing about how they could save themselves in case a fight broke out between Nizam Shah and Adil Shah. So the people were in great misery. There was misrule everywhere. And people were now tired and unhappy about this oppression which was happening day in and day out. Now Shivaji Maharaj happened to notice all this. Now there was one more problem in Maharashtra, that is, there were many Watandars. That is, there were people who were ruling on behalf of Adil Shah and Nizam Shah. They were called as the Watandars. Now the Deshmukhs and the Deshpandes were some of the Watandars. Now what was the problem with these Watandars? These Watandars, they owned Jagirs. Now because they were doing governance, because they were doing the work of administration, they were doing the work of looking after the running of the state. These Nizam Shah and Adil Shah, they had given them some Jagirs. Jagir means some pieces of land. Okay, some small kingdoms. So they owned Jagirs, they were rich and they loved their Jagirs. Okay, they were like enjoying that they were the rulers of these Jagirs. But they did not love their country. So see, they should have had a lot of love for their country, but they did not love their country. They did not love their country means they did not love the people of their country. So under these Deshmukhs and Deshpandes also, the people were very, very unhappy and they were miserable. Now just like Adil Shah and Nizam Shah fought with each other, these Watandars, that is the Deshmukhs and the Deshpandes, also were constantly fighting with each other. And because of all this, you will see that the people were really, really miserable. Can you see these people? They are so, they look so weak. They do not have food to, they might not have eaten for many days on end. They are sick. Okay. So all these were the situations of Maharashtra before Shivaji Maharaj stepped in. Now, you will see that Shivaji Maharaj happened to notice all this as a young boy. Now in this picture you will see a young Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, he was very young when he started looking after the welfare of his people. So he noticed how the people were oppressed. Okay, he noticed how the people were not happy, and he also felt that he could give them a better life. So he thought that he will undertake the task of establishing Swaraj in Maharashtra, which would make the people happy and which would put an end to the misery of the people of Maharashtra. So the first step that he took before confronting the Nizam Shah and Adil Shah was he consulted the Watandars. So he called the Watandars and the other Jagirdars, he called them and he asked them to stop fighting against each other. He said, instead of fighting with each other, you should use all those energies, you should use all that money in order to develop your people. Okay, you should use that money for the welfare of your people. He then started using them in his plan for establishing Swaraj. Afterwards, what he did was, he started fighting with the powers which oppressed the people. That is, he started fighting with these Nizams, okay, with these rulers who were causing trouble for the people. And he defeated all of them. And he established Hindvi Swaraj, which was based on justice, fair play, and equal treatment of all people. So it didn't matter whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a Hindu, but Shivaji Maharaj would treat all of them fairly. He would look at them only as his subjects and not as people from particular religions. Okay, and Shivaji Maharaj, he also honored the saints of all religions who used to live in his state. And during the period of about 300 or 400 years before Shivaji Maharaj, there were many saints who were born in Maharashtra. And they also had a lot of work written by the saints. So Shivaji Maharaj, what he did was, while he was establishing Swaraj, in the process, the work of all these saints helped Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, so we will be learning more about these saints in the next chapter that you have in your textbook, that is chapter 2, Work of the Saints, where we will be talking about these great saints like Sri Chakradhar Swami, Sant Namdev, Sant Jnaneshwar, Sant Eknath, Sant Tukaram, etc. Okay, so that will be in the next chapter. So in this particular chapter, children, we talked about the beginning of the life of Shivaji Maharaj. We will learn more, of course, about the life of Shivaji Maharaj. We will learn in detail about the life of Shivaji Maharaj, where we will see about Shivaji Maharaj's childhood, about the family which he belonged to, that is the house of the Bhosles. We will talk about his education. We will talk about how he took the oath to Swaraj, and we will talk about the various you can say fights or the various conflicts that he had in order to establish Swaraj. Okay, so this was lesson number 1. So hope you enjoyed the lesson and also hope you enjoyed watching the pictures. Now see a little bit of a small, you can say, video about the tasks that you have to complete after watching the video. So children, now you have watched the video. So after you watch the video now, you will have to complete a few simple tasks. Now you might have watched the video on your computers or your laptops or your mobile phones. Now after you watch the video, what will you do? You will please go to the description box which is given below the video. So what is the description box? See, the description box looks like this. Alright, and after you go to the description box, you will see that there are a few questions there. Now what are these questions about? These questions are about the lesson that we just learned or the video that you just watched. So what will you do? You will think back properly about the lesson and you will try and answer these questions and note down the answers in your notebook if you want. Okay? After that, we have another task waiting. You will also click on the link which you will find in the description box to fill up the Google form. So now what is the Google form, children? It is nothing but a simple form. There are a few simple questions there about the video which you just saw and also about yourself. So these are the tasks now that you will have to complete after you watch each video. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.